Joining me now, Mitch Landrieu, National Co-Chair of the Harris-Walz campaign and former senior advisor to President Biden. Mitch, always great to see you. So first things first, got 86 days, great momentum. How are you going to keep it going?
Well, one of the things that's incredible, I mean, the last 15 days has just been like a magic carpet ride. And you rarely see in politics these kinds of ground-up movements where thousands and thousands and thousands of people are coming out. That's because they're excited. Those are the things that fuel campaigns. But this is just not a sugar high. This campaign, when Joe Biden was in office and Kamala Harris was running as running mate, this campaign organized across all of these battle states. And, of course, when the vice president took over the mantle and she chose Tim Walz to run with her, they are working through this incredibly organized group of folks, thousands of people, hundreds of offices, an incredible amount of work that's been done. So there is a very stable foundation. And the way that you do this is you work hard, you stay very, very disciplined, you stay focused. Clearly, the momentum is in our pack. There is no indication that this is going to go up and go back down. We are moving in the right direction. I'll tell you the one thing that hasn't changed, though, is Donald Trump is still a convicted felon. Donald Trump still lies every time his mouth is moving. Donald Trump is still a fraud. And Kamala Harris, as she has said, is going to be able to prosecute that case against her because she was a district attorney and attorney general. She did it when she was confirming people for the Supreme Court when she was in the Senate. And, of course, she's been an incredible leader as the vice president of the United States.
Mitch, you should do this more often. So Mitch, the vice president has said she's going to roll out her economic agenda this week, which is terrific. When are we going to see the other rollout of other policy positions?
Well, I don't want to get ahead of her. This is going to be an incredibly important speech, but this campaign is really pretty simple. Kamala Harris is fighting for the middle class. She's fighting to build an economy from the ground up and the middle out, as she did with President Biden. The idea is to focus on real people in real time, and she has an incredible record to run on. She also, in partnership with President Biden, and I'm sure is going to continue to do this, is to fight all of these big companies that are taking profits and not lowering costs. You saw this with the fight against the pharmaceutical industry. You saw it with the fight against big oil. You saw it with moving junk fees so people can lower their rates because she wants to lower the burden on working class Americans. So that's number one. Number two, she is going to be a warrior, as she has been her entire life, for the freedoms that Donald Trump is coming for. He's coming for the people that we love. He's coming for the books that we read. He's coming to take choices away from women for their reproductive freedom. She is going to stand in that breach. And then finally, she's going to continue to fight to save our democracy, because if this election is about nothing else, it's about the freedom to make sure that we have peaceful transition of power, that everybody that comes to the table of democracy comes at equals, and she will stand there and fight for the people of America to make for the future is better, because we're not going back.
The vice president, the convention starts a week from tomorrow. The vice president will give her speech accepting her party's nomination on Thursday, August 22nd. That'll be the biggest platform she'll have to talk to the American people. The next biggest platform she'll have is on September 10th, when she and Donald Trump meet in a debate. Now, Trump has said he's agreed to a debate on Fox on September 3rd, and then there's another one possibly set for September 25th. Any chance Vice President Harris will meet up with Donald Trump at either of those venues, in addition to the one she's already agreed to?
Donald John Trump is a confused human being. He's having a hard time figuring out what day he is. He's so cray-cray right now about her crowds. But so they have agreed to a debate on September 10th. I'm sure the vice president will be open to other debates, but she's not even sure that he's going to show up on September 10th. So that's going to be the day. That's the one that everybody has agreed on. My best guess is there'll be debates after that. JD today said he can't wait to debate Tim Walz. I can't wait for that debate either. If he wants to make this race about character so that we can ask about the character of Donald Trump and the character of our team, we're happy to have that debate every day.
One more quick question for you, Mitch. Donald Trump is out there saying that the crowds, the thousands of people we have seen over the last 5 days are AI generated. Can you confirm that that's a lie?
He said, wait a minute. You don't need me to do that. Donald Trump in his press conference the other day that lasted 2 hours, where I think he got clocked in at over 150 lies. Don't hold me to that, but I think that was close to being the number, said that the crowds at his inauguration, listen to me now, he said the crowds at his inauguration were bigger than the ones that were at the speech that Dr. King gave. That was the greatest speech that this nation has ever seen. Now, if you just want to know if someone's cray-cray, all you need to do is pull up the pictures and look for yourself. And that's why I don't understand, and I'm with you, and I know you're going to do this a little bit later, while the press didn't clean his clock during that press conference. And I do think, as hard as it is, you got to really fact-check him in real time and not let him get away with that kind of pablum, which he's going to continue to spew. So the answer is those were real crowds.
Yes.
And facts are facts, and lies are lies. So we can leave it at that for the day.
Right, Mitch, that was meant to be a rhetorical question, but
sorry.
But thank you. Mitch Landrieu, National Co-Chair of the Harris-Walz campaign, thank you very much for coming back to the Sunday Show.